Hello, pro wrestling fans. Welcome to a very special live episode of The Joe Monroe Show. It is I, your host and founder of The Joe Monroe Show, Joe Monroe. And today you all spoke out and said you wanted to do another live tonight. So I was like, yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and let's do another live. I ain't got much to do. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time about sounding like I'm a little under the weather. Allergies has got me a little bit today, so I want to go ahead and apologize for that ahead of time, just in case I do sound a little, excuse me, a little snotty. So I apologize about that. But tonight we're going to take a look at some upcoming events, not only with our partners, Triple Crown Wrestling and Ultimate Championship Wrestling, but we're going to announce new names for the Podcasters Appreciation Month that actually starts next Monday, April the 1st. So let me go ahead and let's tag some people here. And I am getting if I can go ahead and put that followers. If it'll let me. And it's not letting me. All right. No big deal. No big deal. All right. But first, before we get into it, let me go ahead and announce some sponsors here. First and foremost, I want to thank none other than our longtime friends and longtime sponsors, Phenomenal Finds ATL. If you are a collector of many things retro, from pro wrestling to The Simpsons, even to the little McDonald's Collector's Cup or Burger King Collector's Cups, whatever you want to find, you can try to hit up Phenomenal Finds ATL, and they may have it for you. And I also like to thank none other than Triple Crown Wrestling and Ultimate Championship Wrestling. They are bringing back professional wrestling as it should be, as well as Les Murphy Painting. If you have any painting needs or having any trouble with house paint inside or outside, be sure to contact Les Murphy at 734-334-3702. And a little showboating here. We want to thank Wilson the Walrus for being the greatest walrus ever, or the worst walrus. I want to say he is the worst walrus. So there you go. That would be the sponsors there. So sorry, I had to. But first, let me go ahead and let's announce some upcoming events we have. First and foremost, on April the 6th, TCW returns to the Old Ferguson Gym in Ferguson, Kentucky. Then on April the 20th, UCW and TCW returns to the Aspire Center in Monticello, Kentucky. Now, there has been a little bit of a change up with ticket prices. Ticket prices front row now at the door, they're going to be $15. Second row back is now going to be $12. That's just something the board members have decided to do, since whoever makes the tickets and, all that inflation, people, that's literally what it boils down to. Everything's going up, so we had to raise the ticket prices up. So I want to apologize for that. Not only do we have the events coming up for Triple Crown Wrestling and Ultimate Championship Wrestling, but we also have the recaps on April the 10th for the show in Ferguson, Kentucky. Then on April the 24th for the show in Monticello, Kentucky. So be sure to tune into that. Now, I know we do have special live episodes for Podcasters Appreciation Month. We do have one on the 10th. That is going to be the one with Flynn Hendricks, believe it or not. So you guys will get a dual episode of the Joe Monroe Show there. So there you go. Now, speaking of Podcasters Appreciation Month, we have finally filled our dates that we wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and announce these fine podcasters again. First and foremost, we have Friends of the Squared Circle. That's going to be on April 1st. Then on April 2nd, we have MLW Confusion. Then on April the 3rd, we have Wrestling from the 313. Then on April the 7th, we have Angled Conversations. Then on April the 8th, we have referee Dustin James coming onto the show. A lot of Triple Crown Wrestling Ultimate Championship Wrestling fans may remember referee Dustin James. Then on April the 10th, which is the same day as the Ferguson recap, we have none other than Hollywood Flynn Hendricks coming in for the Flynn Hendricks Experience. Then on April the 11th, we have pro wrestling fan, or should I say pro wrestling super fan, Marcus Twan representing Gonzo's Wrestling Room. They now changed their name to Wrestling Room instead of Sports Room. I apologize for that in earlier clips. And on April the 12th, I have a good friend of mine. Some people who are fans of mine from back in the day may remember AJ Hart, handsome AJ Hart. He is coming in representing WrestleRama. Then on April the 13th, we have The Final Count. Then on April the 14th, we have Card Subject to Change. Then on April 15th, we have longtime Joe Monroe Show supporters, Mayhem Media. Then on April the 17th, the Joe Monroe Show is going to be taken over by the Dad World Order. That's right, the DWO is going to be coming to the Joe Monroe Show on April the 17th. Then on April the 19th, we have Don't Say the F Word. Then on April the 21st, he was our main event, but got knocked out by another one. But we do have Dudes at Ringside Podcast with Joe Panther III. Then finally on April the 28th, we do have Shane with Shooting with Shane coming on. So we got a lot of people coming in for the Joe Monroe Show for Podcasters Appreciation Month, and I want to thank all of you for participating in this event. This is going to be really cool for everyone. If you can, if you're watching this either right now or later on, be sure to go ahead and put your guys' links in the bios, whether it be your Facebook page, your YouTube page, or anything like that. That way these fun people can go ahead and follow you and take a look at your podcast, get a little familiar with you before you come onto the show. Now, that's all the announcements we have, folks. Do we have anybody in the chats that have any questions for a little Q&A today? Go ahead. I believe I need to go ahead and share this real quick, because I haven't been sharing around like I should. I should have done that beforehand. But yeah, we're getting up there, so it's gonna be a fun, great time. Can't wait. What's up, James? How you doing, buddy? I'm about to put you as my super fan or something, James. Every single time I have a live, you're in here. But yeah, we got some great things coming up. April is going to be a heck of a busy month for the Joe Monroe Show. Not only with the shows coming up, but with the Appreciation Month for podcasters. So that's going to be really, really, really great. And I can't wait for you all to meet my new friends I have made the past few days. So that's going to be cool. But other than that, what would you guys like to talk about? Who's the first podcast I'm talking to in April? Friends of the Squared Circle. I was just recently on a episode of theirs not too long ago. So my buddy Cal, he runs that. He's in Wisconsin. He will be on April Fool's Day out of all days. I don't know why he picked April Fool's Day. But that would be the first show for the Podcasters Appreciation Month. It was kind of his idea in the first place. So I got to give him first dibs. He didn't really present it to me. He just said, it'd be cool to, what we do in the show world, we network with each other and support each other. So he introduced me to a lot of his friends, which I became quick friends with most of them. So that's really cool that we get to do this. And I'm happy that we're getting to do this. Let's see here. But do we have any more questions? We're starting to get some people in here today. Hello to everyone who's just now coming in. Again, I want to apologize if I sound a little stuffy. Allergies season's starting to come upon us, and it's kicking my butt today. So I do sound a little stuffed up, and I apologize if I do, or if you can barely understand me. So let's see here. See, I mentioned the ticket price hike. That went up. Let's see. But does anyone have any other questions about anything regarding Podcasters Appreciation Month or the shows coming up in April or about the ticket prices being raised? Any questions at all? Okay, groovy. Whew. All right. Ooh, I thought people were going to get mad about the ticket prices. What are the ticket prices? Oh boy. Okay, so $15 for front row. Now it's went up thanks to the people who make our tickets. They raised their prices on ticket making, so we had to raise our prices for tickets. So front row is going to be $15 now. But second row is going to be second row and back is going to be $12 as usual. But if you pre-order, you can get front row for $12 and second row and back for $10. So second row and back, the prices didn't change, but front row we had to raise that just a little bit, folks. And I do want to apologize on behalf of UCW and TCW about that. It's just when everything goes up, we got to raise our prices up as well. Kind of like the grocery store. Probably a bad example there. Sorry. Let's see. Any other questions? I'm not trying to rush anybody off. You guys can ask away. Go ahead. I'm here till about 9 o'clock. So if you all have any questions, just let me know, especially those tuning in about Podcasters Appreciation Month or the upcoming shows and the ticket prices. But, all right. So if you guys still have questions about any of that, just go ahead and ask away anytime during the live. I'll be happy to reiterate all that information for you all because I am the man of the people, and I don't care one bit to give you that information. So with the Q&A, a lot of people have reached out to me in a personal message and asked me some questions that I said I would answer on tonight's show. So we'll go ahead with the first question here. First question is, what got you loving professional wrestling? Well, it's honestly kind of like a family tradition, but mainly, I'll probably sound like a broken record for people who are used to seeing me. My grandfather is a big contributor. My cousin, Roland Hard, who you see right behind me, big contributor to why I love professional wrestling. And my uncle is one of the reasons why I love professional wrestling. Those guys are probably top three. My mom loves professional wrestling as well. So does my dad. It's basically like a family thing. So there you go. Question 2 I have is, did you ever wrestle and what happened? Answer, yes, I did wrestle for a little bit, for about 2 to 3 years. And I stopped because my knee basically tapped me out and it was worrying my family. So I said, I'm just going to do this for now. So there's that. And third question, I'll kind of follow up with that. Do you miss being in the ring? Absolutely. Absolutely. Every time I think about it, my wife just gives me that Marge Simpson hateful scold, and she just gives me that no, shaking her head no. So that's probably going to be a no go. But at least I get to do this to entertain you all, and I do like to be able to go out and talk to you guys during the events and not be kind of shunned like I was in the back when I was wrestling. So I like talking to people. I like meeting new people. So that's pretty cool. One of the best things about running the show. I forgot what number we were on. Next question we have is, why do you call yourself number one? So the reason we call ourselves number one, and this is something that kind of a friend of mine started. He said, you're basically number one because there's nobody doing what you're doing. And I said, you know what? You got a good point. So that's why we call ourselves number one. There is other shows out there that kind of do what we do, but all they do is usually get clips and that's it. They don't do recaps or anything like that, or do special Q&A lives like this, where I can stream to multiple places and actually pay attention to what you guys are doing. And I kind of get this one-on-one personality, and also have people who want to come on the show be at the comfort of their own home instead of traveling. That's a big bonus about having this platform. So, that's why we call ourselves number one. Next question we have, did your grandfather ever wrestle? No, he did not. I think giving the opportunity, he might have, because he was a big old guy. He was probably about 5'10", maybe a little bit shorter than that, but he was brawny like we are, like how I am. But he worked in coal mines, so he was hulked up. But sadly, no, he didn't become a pro wrestler. He loved pro wrestling, but he never really could become a professional wrestler. I think he could have, but I don't think he knew how back in the day. You know, it was so secret to get into the business. Next question we have. Well, Doyle, you're a good friend of mine, so I like talking to you, buddy. Doyle, do you have any questions for me, buddy, since you're in here? Go ahead and let Doyle or James or this weird lady, Lily Smith. I don't know who she is. My wife might be jealous a little bit of her. I don't know. She gets kind of jealous. But before I move on to fan questions, that have got me, message me personally, is there anything you guys want to ask at all? If not, you can always ask later. Like I said, we're going to be on until 9 o'clock tonight. So let's see. No questions. Let's go ahead and let's move on. Let's see. Next question. I think I kind of answered this, but I'll answer it again. How did you come up with the name Joe Monroe? Joe Monroe is actually named after my late uncle, Uncle Joe, and my grandfather Monroe. So Joe Monroe. And it kind of rolls off the tongue. And that's my tribute to them because they were two men. When I was younger, a lot of people probably know this already, but I don't want to get jealous, bro. But when I was younger, I was technically raised by my grandparents because my mom worked all the time. Nothing wrong with that. I understand now that I'm older why she did what she did. But our bond was professional wrestling. Then after he passed away, I went and moved in with my dad, and wasn't really welcome at the school that I went to. I wasn't an athlete in school. That's a question I'll go ahead and answer. No, I never played any sports in high school. I was a nerd and kind of the losers club in a way in high school. But my love for professional wrestling kind of kicked back up when I started staying with my uncle. Ooh, sorry. Thought I had sneezed there. I apologize. He took at-home kidney dialysis, so I would stay the weekends or anytime I could with him, and we would just watch old wrestling DVDs. His favorite one was watching the Four Horsemen. That was his favorite tag team. Those two men were pretty cool. Next question we have: did you ever watch Roland Hard wrestle live? No, I did not because my mother thought it was a bad idea, given that he was into the quote unquote deathmatch style of wrestling. So, that was a big no go for her. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know you played basketball in high school a little bit. Yeah, she was smart when it came to that. Yes. Next question we have. My wife's probably going to kill me because she can hear me. Does your wife get aggravated with professional wrestling? Yes and no. Yes, because it does kind of take up a little bit of time now, especially with the show. But no, because I was lucky enough to have someone that loves and supports me. Even though I joke around with her all the time that wrestling was my first love and she was my second one. I'm kidding. But next question is: do you and Brandon T. Wilson really hate each other? I plead the fifth. Next question: who did you face in your favorite match that you had? Ooh, that's a good question. Probably. That I got to think about that because where I originally came from, I had good matches there. But when I started working for Triple Crown Ultimate Championship Wrestling, I had some really good matches there. But I would say probably my match with JD Thunder and Monticello, which was the last official match that I had. I actually had had the poster up there. It's now in place with the Caverna Super Show poster, but the match with JD Thunder is probably my favorite one because I had a lot of fun with it. They love to hate each other. But yeah, now there's some people I wish I had matches with. That's the next question. Is there anybody that you wish you could get in the ring with? If you had the opportunity to come back into wrestling, not saying that I do. Um, I don't think I'll ever get back in, sadly. But if I had one, James would be one that I would like to get in the ring with because of the mutual respect we have for each other. Flint Hendricks would be somebody, he could probably outwork me any day of the week. Um, Kevin Sinclair would be kind of someone, uh, but um, yeah, I don't want to talk about him either. For me, it's not hate thing we're bringing to it was. Yeah, well, that happens, Dole. I'm sorry, buddy. Uh, at least you still got a friend in me. But with the, we stacked up to 4 viewers there. Next question we have is why did you decide to do the Podcasters Appreciation Month? Well, I started to do that because I was talking to my good friend Cal from Friends of the Squared Circle, and I got to thinking, we network a lot. He's introduced me to a lot of friends who I became quick friends with, and now I want to show my appreciation because I've always been raised, if someone shows you respect, you show them respect back, right back. And I'm sorry, folks. And yeah, that's kind of like me showing my respect to everyone who does this. Yeah, I miss those though. I really do. But yeah, that's why I decided to do the Podcasters Appreciation Month, just some my appreciations to my fellow podcasters who put in as much work, if not more work, than me. But there's no one in the state of Kentucky that puts in as much work as I do. Just saying. Uh, but next question we have, I think this is the final one. I don't know if I want to say this question or not. Yeah, why not? We got a few minutes here. Do you regret not winning a title? No, I don't. It was never about winning uh, a title for me. It was all about having fun and getting the respect of my fellow peers and the respect of the crowd. I know that sounds cheesy, but people who heard my story about my grandfather this past Saturday when we did the trivia night, that's a reason why I would much rather have the respect uh, of my fellow peers and with the crowd and the fans, you guys. And I hope I succeeded in that, especially doing this, helping them get over and stuff. I love helping uh, my fellow brothers and sisters do that. Hey, Johnny, what's up? Johnny Swade, what's up, buddy? No, don't start with the Tape Fish Championship. No, don't start with that. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Uh, but yeah, that's I got through those pretty quick. So we may, if nobody's got any questions or anything, we may end this at 8:30. That's all right with y'all. I was going to stay on for about an hour or two, but yeah, you tell I'm a little bit under the weather, wrestling a lot. I'm not wrestling anymore, but the podcast and everything's got me busy, so I understand, Johnny. I understand. Uh, but yeah, it's been a heck of a ride. We're going to want to keep riding this. Uh, we're going to keep growing with the podcast. As long as we don't get any interruptions from walruses like Brandon T. Wilson. Uh, Someone asked the question, do you think you'll ever get back in the ring? Oof. I want to, but there's a part of me that's happy being out of the ring. But lately, a lot of people want me to have asked that question. Will I ever get back in the ring? Because it's been since July. So probably not. I'll say this: never say never in professional wrestling. That's the best answer I can give. Never say never. Do you guys want to see? Yeah, if you guys question who I'm talking about this guy, Wilson the Walrus or Brendan T. Walrus, which we will have paper photos of Brandon T. Walrus at the next shows, and I may have a little bit of surprise for Mr. Walrus himself. Not going to spoil it, but it's pretty funny. But you know what, y'all? Sorry. Whew. Well, I appreciate that, though. It's just I don't know. Hey, James, how you doing, buddy? Um, but y'all, we'll probably cut it short here in about 4 minutes. Um, are you streaming anywhere else? Yes, actually, I'm streaming on Facebook and YouTube. I do have a TikTok account, which mostly has promotions for the shows and doing live streams like this. But there's some videos of my cats. I am a cat man. I used to not be a cat man, but now I'm a cat man. I love my cats. I'm surprised none of them want to make a cameo here. They're probably all in there with my wife cuddling. Um, but no, the only places I stream as of right now is Facebook and YouTube. That's the only places I have to stream right now. I wish StreamYard would let you stream on TikTok. That would be pretty cool to do. Sorry, guys, I'm having a little bit of trouble reading. Noah has TikTok. I think everybody's just about got a TikTok now. I usually watch it for crazy cat videos or just sending wrestling stuff to my friends. But no, we'll probably. I was going to stay till 9, y'all. But yeah, probably. You got a good point. Probably. Hey, how you doing, Christina? But we'll probably. If anybody's not got any questions, we're going to end this at 8:30 because I already went through the questions that people asked me in personal message on instant message. So does anybody else have any questions? Hey, Kelly, how you doing? For me tonight before we end the live? I know we're cutting it short, but cool. Yeah, that's what I watch. I watch wrestling stuff on TikTok, and I watch crazy cat videos and funny cat videos on TikTok as well. I think that's what mainly people use it for. Um, but yeah, does anybody else have any questions or anything before we wrap up here in a couple minutes? Best wrestling match in your opinion? Ooh, that's a good question. Probably. Okay, that's cool. Christina, that's really cool. Hopefully he makes it through because training can be tough. But best wrestling match, in my opinion, I urge people to watch because I'm a Hart fan. Owen versus Brett at WrestleMania 10. Probably one of my favorite matches. That's one I can name off the top of my head right now. James, how long are you going to put up with Brendan's crap? If I see, here's the thing: if I could make it without having, well, I'll tell you what, I can't really. I know Doyle, James. Honestly, if he didn't pay the bills, help me pay the bills, I would do something about it. But he helps pay the bills, so there's an unfortunate circumstance where I kind of have to put up with it. A lot of people don't like their boss, and they have to put up with it at their workplace. So no matter how tempted I am, especially whenever people are telling me "Go Joe, go" in Ferguson last month, I thought that was kind of cool. But I mean, I can't do anything. I wish I could. Goodness, I wish I had anything. Vic the Bruiser will be in action Friday in Evansville, Indiana for one night. That's cool, James. I did not know that. So there you go, people. Legendary Vic the Bruiser will be in Evansville, Indiana for one night for in ring action. So good luck to Vic. I've met Vic; he's pretty cool. Let me take care of it for you. Nah, James, I'm cool, man. I'll say there's only so much you can take without finally breaking down. Uh, I'm not teasing anything. I'm not saying anything, but yeah, I would love to have Vic on the show for the pro wrestling history of Kentucky. I think that would be pretty cool, James. We talked about it, but he's never reached out to. Sure, I apologize. But yeah, I like to have Vic the Bruiser. I like to have James. I like to have you on again. Just talk about yourself. Uh, there's a lot of people I'd love to have on here. Hitman Louie, I've talked to him. Uh, I love to have him on the show. Believe it or not, I like to have Terry England on the show. I know people are going, "What? Why would you have Terry on here to be like a 5 hour show?" Granted, but I would still like to have Terry England on the Joe Monroe show because that man is full of wrestling knowledge, and let's just see how long he can go. We may have to split that interview up into like 5 parts or something. Um, oh, here's another fan question I had. Will Brendan T. Wilson ever be on your show? Absolutely not. This is my show, and that walrus will never be on my show. Plain and simple. I'd rather have. There's a lot of people I'd rather have than him on my show. But James, I appreciate it for Adams for having my back. I appreciate all the fans for having my back. Braxton T. Wilson. I miss old Braxton. But guys, folks, I think I'm going to probably end it here. Go lay down. Hopefully, get rid of whatever the heck this is. My allergies. I probably sound like crap, so I apologize again. We was going to go an hour, but I think we've covered just about everything here. So I want to say thank you all for tuning in again. If you can, if you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and like and follow the Facebook page. If you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and like and subscribe to the YouTube page or channel, whatever you want to call it. And if you can, go find me on TikTok at Joe Monroe and Instagram at The Joe Monroe Show. So until then, folks, I want to say take care, have a great night, and always support professional wrestling.